When I started this channel, I made a commitment to myself that I would do things that felt good to me. And one of those things has been just being transparent about what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and what I'm experiencing. Somehow I feel like I'm connecting with all of you in a way that I just can't do on my news channel. And it feels really good to see that we all have these commonalities, these things that we all experience collectively as individuals, but we don't talk about. So I wanted to take some time to talk about something that I have been experiencing that has been causing me quite a bit of angst in the past few days. And I'm sure it's something that all of you can identify with. So I just thought I would share my story with you in the hopes that we can continue to build a greater connection and grow and learn and discuss things that maybe feel a little bit taboo. And to me, anxiety is one of those things. So I thought, you know what? This anxiety that I've been feeling, I feel like it's been crippling for me. But I think today is the day that I really begin to confront that feeling.
What is going on, guys? It's your boy DJ Richie Sky, back here on the Richie Sky in Real Life channel, where we talk travel, lifestyle, and motivation. So today I have been wanting to talk about something that is kind of triggering for me, and I'm really just going to kind of talk through what I'm experiencing, because I know that at this point in time some of you may be experiencing the same things. So as you guys know, there's a whole lot going on in the world right now that I don't even really want to talk about too much. But what I do want to say is that what I've found is that it is sort of re-triggering this feeling of anxiety that I feel like is always beneath the surface in my life, right? So for me, I am the type of person that, whether people know it or not, I've done things on television, I've done things on, stages and that sort of thing, but I'm someone who suffers from anxiety. So for me, what that looks like is, it really hits me in the mornings. And I know for a lot of different people, when they suffer from anxiety, it may hit them at different points in time. There may be different types of triggers. And let me state, first of all, I am not a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a therapist, or a counselor, or anything like that. I am simply someone who is sharing my experiences with you, because I know that if I'm experiencing these things, then somebody else probably is too. And so maybe some of the things that I say here may be able to help you, because sometimes it helps when we can find people that we can relate to that are going through similar things that we're going through. So I do want to talk about this because, like I said, it has been triggering for me. And as someone who already suffers from anxiety and kind of deals with it daily, it gets even worse when there are world events that are definitely outside of my control that are happening that are honestly just scary, okay? We have been through a pandemic And now we're going through all types of geopolitical and other types of crises that are just, I'm tired, man. I am tired. You know, I felt like we were just getting through this whole pandemic situation and finally beginning to grapple with what life could look like post-pandemic, and now we got to deal with this. It is so frustrating in the degree that if you are someone who suffers from anxiety, you've just gone from one thing that was anxiety inducing, and now we're in a completely different situation that's anxiety inducing. And again, for someone who already suffers from anxiety, it just is even worse. So like I was saying earlier, for me, you know, the anxiety that I feel is most menacing in the mornings. When I wake up and when it's time to start another day. I have to tell you guys the honest truth. It takes me nearly an hour and a half to 2 hours to get out of the bed each day after my alarm goes off. And I struggle with sharing this because, you know, a lot of times in life, we, especially in some of the professions that a lot of us are in, it's difficult to be transparent about the things that we go through that are not so pretty, right? And on this channel, I've talked about some of those things. And in some of those things that I've talked about and I've shared, it's been easier to talk about them because I feel like I've gotten over those humps. But with anxiety, it's not a hump that I feel like I've ever really gotten over it. And there have been different instances in my life where the anxiety has become magnified like it is right now. And perhaps in a later video, or even, I don't know, in this video, I will talk about them. But right now, I just kind of want to tell you guys what I'm experiencing because I know, again, some of you guys may be experiencing the same things. So for me, I feel as though in the mornings, it's taking me forever to get out of bed because I just don't want to face whatever news is going to be hitting us today, okay? Not to mention, again, the anxiety was already there. So this just has added another layer to the form of worrying that anxiety brings. So not only am I thinking about that, I'm thinking about other things that I have to do that for some reason seem so overwhelming that it creates this dark shadow over your life, particularly in the mornings, that you just feel like you cannot face the day. And to some degree, it almost feels crippling at times because you're just like, these things feel so insurmountable, and you kind of wonder, like, how does everybody else just pop up out of the bed and just go? And it feels like it's taking me honestly, guys, it feels like it's taking a lot of thought and a lot of prayer to get out of bed in the morning. And I have been dealing with this for years, on and off. Like I said, at some points it's better than other times. At some points it's very, you know, life events can be triggering and it can bring on this anxiety that just feels like it's going to overwhelm me and overcome me. And, you know, it's been a difficult road, and it has just kind of, it's this thing that has just kind of come back up again. And so for me, some of the things that I've been doing to sort of battle this feeling are, if it happens during the day, then I will take like a long hot bath. I'm somebody who definitely believes in like a good hour or an hour and a half soak in a hot bathtub. It just makes me feel a lot better. I've also, you know, I try to work out to sort of get my body going and moving and get those endorphins going. I've been trying to write things down in my planner to just sort of organize my day. But even sometimes that can sort of create a bit of anxiety as well, because it just seems like it's so much. And I know a lot of this may be in my head, and I know also too that it is honestly just finally time to talk to someone about it. And, you know, I struggled with this for a long time because I've talked to counselors or therapists before, twice in my life, and you know, they've definitely been helpful at various points in helping me get through these types of humps. And so I know that at this point in time, it's time to talk to someone again to help me figure out the best ways to cope with the stressors that life is throwing at me and to move forward. So that is something that is also on my to-do list as well, is to find a therapist, maybe even a life coach or a business coach, because I have a lot of business endeavors that I'm trying to pursue all at the same time, which is also causing me some stress as well. So I know some of this is self-induced and some of it may be self-induced for some of you, but then some of it is not self-induced and it's things that I cannot control. So I'm trying to go back to some of the basics that I learned earlier on, like, you know, taking one breath at a time, you know, getting one foot out of the bed and just saying, just take the next step. Just take the next logical step. Get back into the game by just thinking to yourself, hey, I'm breathing right now. I can control that. I can get to the gym. I can control that. I can tackle these to-do list items. I can do that. But then also carving out some time to just be. And that is the hardest thing for me to do, because I feel as though I'm not being productive, right? You know, just sitting around is very foreign to me. And so even watching TV now has really become a job for me. You know, when I'm watching TV, I'm typically watching TV and making notes so that I can review whatever show it is that I'm watching. But sometimes I just want to just watch TV and zone out, you know? The reason for this video is because, again, I wanted to talk to somebody who may be watching this, who may be feeling something similar to what I'm feeling right now. And sometimes I do understand that it's okay to not feel okay, but I'm definitely in the state of not feeling okay. So what I thought would be productive for myself is to maybe chronicle this journey that I'm on with dealing with anxiety, and I don't want to call it depression, but it is a strong sense of anxiety, getting some help with it, documenting my progress along the way, and hopefully maybe together we can all find a way to move throughout this chaotic period in our lives in a much healthier and a much more controlled way. If you are somebody who is suffering from anxiety, let me know in the comment section what you are doing to combat that, how you deal with it on a day-to-day basis, or maybe what you did to get over the hump that I honestly have to tell you that I'm currently in now. I am committed to continuing to make videos on this channel about life experiences and lifestyle and travel and motivation, because that is what is in my heart to do, right? So despite how I feel, I'm still trying my hardest to push through and accomplish the goals that I have set for myself. But in doing so, what I am attempting to do at this point is to be transparent about the issues that I'm facing and walking with you guys through how I'm going to combat them as I move forward. So if you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comment section down below. I definitely want to take this journey with you. I want to hear about your experiences as well, and I will definitely keep chronicling my experiences. I'll keep sharing my travels, because for some reason this also feels somewhat therapeutic to me, particularly when I read your comments and I see that we are having the same and similar experiences, and hearing what some of you guys did or are doing about your student loans or whatever else we're talking about on this channel. So I hope that you guys will subscribe if you like this type of content. You know, again, this is about growth, this is about evolution, and this is about being transparent so that we can all move forward in a much healthier and live more amazing lives. You know what I'm saying? Despite the situations that we're currently facing in the world today. So, listen, that's it for this video, you guys. Please subscribe to the channel again if you like this type of content, and I will catch you with the next update.